activity is shadow measurement on summer solstice this year. This activity is going to measure the length of the hole, which is perpendicular to the sea level, and the length of this shadow at noon on the day of the summer solstice. The purpose of this experiment is to test and verify some parameters, for example, the local latitude, the circumference of the Earth, and so on, in order to let students gain practice impairments and improve their work ability. The activity is just to put this pole on the Earth, then measure the shadow. Very simple, but we let the students think about use what kind of tool with what kind of method to get this result. The event description. The date is July 22nd. For the winter, we let them be forward and poster by up to the week. The participator is primary and secondary students in China, include Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. The event location is public, participants local area. The significance, the shadow appear when the sunlight shine on the object on the Earth. Moment of the sun and changing of the shadow is appearing phenomenon, which is common to us. However, our foreigner made modern scientific findings by measuring the shadow. We now also can use some simple tools to measure and gain rough results, which could be compared with scientific results. We hope the participants could attend first-hand data of the parameters of the Earth on the activity. By applying and verifying the principle outlined by ancient Egypt scientist Alexander 2,000 years ago, the participator could deepen the understanding of the knowledge and find the relation between them as well. This event, we set up 2 awards. One's excellent report, just to measure data, the result they got. Another is red paper, the thesis. We also asked several astronomers or specialists to help the students improve their thesis and find excellent ones to publish in journals. So this activity was very welcome from Chinese students. We put the deadline to send their thesis is the end of August. But before I came here, we also received more than 10 thesis. So I asked our volunteer, Min Chen, to check and to give some detail for this thesis.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Mitchell, and I know you are tired, so I'll do it very quick. And here's some details of that activity. Here you can see that on that picture, there is a pole, and we just measure the height, the length of the pole, and the shadow, the length of shadow at the noon time, and then we use some trigonometry to find the polarization angle. And here's a method for the measurements. Step 1, you need to get tools, and which is ruler, plumb, to make sure your pole is perpendicular to the horizontal level, and report form, pencil, clock or watch, and we prefer students to use tripod or pole, which is make the measurements simple. So step 1, just set up the object. The students need to make sure that the object is perpendicular to the sea level. And there's step 3, to measure the vertical distance between the ground and the top of the object. We use that plumb and the ruler to do that, to make sure the vertical distance is not like there isn't a slope in that. And for those students who use tripod, they need to mark the projection point of the very top point, which is to measure the shadow of length. Okay. Now, step 4 is just for measure. From 11:30 to 12:30, the student needs to measure the length of the shadow in every 5 minutes, and mark the end point of that shadow, and then take notes. Here's step 5. I got a sketch here. You can see. Need to find the smallest length and link all the marked points to make a curve. Here's the point here is just the points you marked on the ground, which is the interval is 5 minutes, and the right point here is the point with the smallest length. And then we know that you may not get that exactly the shortest length on that point you marked here. So you need to make a curve and find that point on the curve. And the point should be on the segment next to that point. And here, step 6 is just find that right line here is the length, the distance. And here's the sample data form. And we just ask students to get the local latitude and local longitude and some information from Google Earth that makes it very easy. And here's the calculations. First, we need to calculate, let the student calculate local latitude, and just use simple trigonometry to use that formula here. And the second one is to measure the circumference of the Earth. Need to find the arc length of the meridian segment between the local position and the Tropic of Cancer, which is the northern tropic. And just like the graph show here, use Google Earth to find it. And there is a formula to find the circumference of the Earth. And here's the result. After those calculations, most of our students find their latitude around 40 degrees, and which is the latitude of Beijing. Yeah, we just collect those papers from students in Beijing. And the circumference of the Earth is near that number, which is the real number. And also after get those results, they need to do their error analysis and to find some improvement of our method to measure. And that makes this activity very meaningful because students can learn some skills to solve practical problems. And here's the student thesis, and I just summarized their thesis to get something they think is where the error comes from. The first thing is that the date they're measuring that is July 19th, because July 22nd will be overcast, so they cannot see the shadow. So just put it on that day. So on that day, the sun is not on the overhead of zenith of the northern tropics. So also they think that the distance from Google Earth is not the spherical distance. They think it's a straight line, but actually it's a spherical distance, but the students don't know that. Third thing is that the pole was not absolutely perpendicular to the ground surface. You can see from that picture. Actually, the projection point of that top of that pole is here, but students may just measure the length of shadow start here, so they get the error between that 2 points here. And they also think the ground surface is not horizontal. There's a slope, so the shadow got a different value. And